Okay. All right. So we're recording. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for getting on. Today is Monday the 30th. I don't have my calendar up here. Is it 29th? 28th? 29th. We're playing charades. Okay. So it is Monday, January 29th. I can't believe it, you guys. It's almost February 1st. How exciting is that? And I am just over the moon, so stinking excited. I'm so absolutely grateful for Lynn and Michael and the team of people who really stepped up and put the system together. We have 2 new websites. So the first one that we have was onebigteam.us. The password to log in on that is all lowercase IsaLife. And then we have another new website that's a prospecting website, which is gotakealook.info. So, you know, with all these new things, plus we have real people, real results, I know there's some people out there that might be a little bit confused as to how we kind of tie it all together. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. And actually on Rising Stars, you may have noticed throughout the day today, I deleted some files and I added some files and I really cleaned it up. And I put together kind of a step-by-step on exactly what you do from the very beginning to the very end. So definitely when you get done, when we get done with the Zoom or over the next couple of days, go and check out those files and it'll kind of pull together everything that I'm talking about today. So there are literally, you know, we have the 6 list, right, which is 6 things that we do every day to move our business forward. And now we have 6 things that you do, 6 different things for prospecting purposes, okay? And it's going to tie in all of our tools. And you, like Lynn says, and I love it, it's just another tool in our toolbox, right? But if we have all these tools, we really need to figure out how to use these tools, right? Or otherwise they're just things, and we're just kind of throwing a bunch of mud against the wall. So we want to be really systematic. So the very first thing, so process for prospecting is the name of the file, which is on Rising Stars. Okay, so you can print that up at another time. But basically, step number 1 is printing out your Facebook list. And Pam, if you could do me a favor, you don't have to do it right this second, but if you could take the instructions of how to download our Facebook list and just make a file in Rising Stars, because that's like always a big question that people have is how do I download my Facebook friends list? And that's a question. I've done it like 3 times and I still ask Pam every time, how do I download my friends list on Facebook? So that'll be in the files as well. So that is kind of where you want to go by. You know, we have our hundreds list. We have the memory jogger. You know, you can find that. I don't think that's on Rising Stars, but I'll make sure I get that in there tomorrow. But the memory jogger is kind of like old school, and it's a really good tool for us to kind of figure out who's on our hundreds list. So if you're planning a wedding, it's kind of like you try to keep that list down. And Pam knows this. She's planning a really big wedding, and you know, you could very easily invite 500 people. So why is it that we can't get 500 people on our list, right, on our prospecting list? And so the memory jogger will help you do that, but also just a really good thing is most people that you really care about, most people that you're acquaintances with, neighbors, you know, baseball moms, ballet moms, gymnastics moms, high school friends, you know, old sports friends, elementary friends, all these people are typically going to be on your Facebook friends list. So if you print that out and you just kind of start at the beginning and you just don't prejudge, don't say, you know, oh my gosh, she'd never want to do it. She's a lawyer. Or, oh my gosh, they're from high school. I'll be the laughing stock. Like you just want to go ahead and you want to send messages to these people without prejudging. Okay, so that's the first thing. Step 2 is you're going to send your thumbs up message to everyone on your Facebook list. Okay, so that's kind of how you reach out. Okay, you're going to send that thumbs up list, which is also in the files on Rising Stars. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to the files and look for the thumbs up message. And you always want to customize it by addressing them by their name. Okay, that their name is the sweetest sound to them. So you always want to make sure you go, hi, Jennifer, and then paste. Hi, Pam, and then paste. Okay, so always use their name. Okay, and then number 3. Okay, on Real People, Real Results. Okay, so once they give you that thumbs up list, we all kind of know what to do from there. There's also a file that kind of takes you through that process of what do you do on Real People, Real Results. You guys are all, you know, you've been around for a little while, but if you're brand new and you don't really know the process of how Real People, Real Results works, make sure you get with the person who enrolled you so that they can kind of explain that to you. Because basically we're getting a thumbs up, we're adding them as a new member, we're tagging them on the pin post, which there's a nice video of Lynn explaining what the page is all about, okay? And then every day, it's our job to post content in Real People, Real Results, because what that does is that is your TV commercial, okay? That is your drip campaign. So once somebody's in there, even if they're not ready to join us right now as a customer or as a business builder, you're going through their newsfeed every time you post in there, okay? And they've given you permission, so it's not an uncomfortable thing. But if you're not posting regularly in Real People, Real Results, you're just there. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see it. So make sure you do that when you're brand new, maybe once a day. Start developing a habit for twice a day, and then maybe you want to get up to like 3 times a day, okay? And how do you find content? You look through that page on a daily basis, you save all the ones that you like, and then when you're ready to post, you go to your save folder, and then you kind of just reward it a little bit, maybe upload a different picture, and that's Real People, Real Results. Okay, so now they're sitting in Real People, Real Results. Maybe I added you a couple of days ago. Okay, so now 24 to 72 hours, what I want to do is I want to send you a message to go take a look. Okay, the go take a look message is also in the files on Rising Stars. Okay, so you can kind of tweak that. Again, address them by their name. That's 24 to 72 hours after you add them to after you add them to Real People, Real Results. You want to send them the message to go take a look at our new prospecting website. Got to tell you guys, this website is so absolutely brilliant. Lynn flew somebody to their home that spent a week with them, and she also had other people working on it, and it's the psychology of the verbiage. And if you guys have already gone there and you watched that first video, and the guy's talking really, really fast, Dr. Greenwald, and then you're like, oh my gosh, what did he say? My head is spinning, but yet you're curious enough that you have to click on that next video. Okay, it is so good. It is so good. So that's your prospecting video. And then after you do that, it's 24 to 72 hours again. You want to ask if they'd like to set up a time so that you guys can hop on the phone and chat. The goal is always to get them on the phone, okay? Because that's how you're going to close the deal. Now you get them on the phone, okay? And like I said, that message is just kind of, you know, just in your own words, just, hey, have you had a chance to look at the website? I'd really like to hop on the phone with you and get your thoughts, get your feedback, and see if you have any health concerns, or if you have any goals, you know, maybe I can help you, or maybe you know somebody. So you can almost take that pressure off of them and ask them if they know somebody, right? So kind of create a message like that. And then the phone call. The phone call, you're going to have the discovery process. The discovery process is also in the files on Rising Stars, okay? And this is going to take them through, you literally, like right here, I have a folder, and I have the 6 steps I'm going through with you. And then I have it, you know, in a folder and page protectors. So every time I'm going to get somebody on the phone, I'm going to have this in front of me, okay? And I'm also going to have a notebook, because while I'm asking them questions, I'm going to take notes. And I'm going to, you know, with their name on it and the date, so that I know what they're looking for. And as I'm doing that, I'm really listening. And I love here that Eden Slobin said, listen until your head hurts, because that's the hardest part, right? We just want to throw like, okay, you need to sign up on the value pack. And, you know, and I know I was guilty of that too. And Jennifer Jobson has always been so good at asking those questions and really getting to the need, because that's what we're trying to do. We want to find out what the need is or what the hole is so that we know how to fill it, right? And if we're not listening, we're not getting that information. But I love this guideline of the questions that we ask. So the first one is connect and build rapport. The second one is taking down their guard. There's a question for that. You want to edify their goal and maybe share a story of somebody that's kind of like them that they can maybe relate to. Maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody you know. And if you had a magic wand, I love that question. So if you had a magic wand, how much weight would you want to lose? And how would that make you feel? Right? And so kind of getting their emotions kicking, right? And so basically you're just going to follow that. Okay. And so then that leads you to the very last question is there any other question that I can answer for you? Would you like me to make a recommendation? Which leads you, am I unstable? It says my internet is unstable. Which leads you right into going through the recommendations of the value pack or the 30-day, right? And while we're right here on this topic, Maury, can you unmute yourself real quick and just share what happened to you when you used this script last week? Maybe you're in the middle of crying babies. Maury? Yeah, she might be in the middle of her 3 little ones. Okay, well, if she comes back on, I'll ask her to share that story. Well, basically, she used these scripts. So I challenged her to, let's see how many phone calls that you can get, right? Because think about it. If you're a doctor, or if you're a hairdresser or massage therapist like Mitzi, and you have a calendar and there's no appointments on that calendar, are you out of business? You are out of business. And so our job is to do all these steps, right? So that we can actually get that phone appointment. Okay, we want to see and make it a game. Play it with yourself and see how many phone appointments you can schedule on your calendar, and then go through these steps. Okay, go through the questionnaire and then go through the closing. And then it's amazing because Maury on her first one, so the girl says to her, well, we're local. Why don't we meet for coffee? And she calls me up and she goes, oh no, she wants to meet for coffee. You know, how am I going to have the scripts in front of me? You know, it's not a phone call. And I said, memorize it. I said, you can bring the questions because I think it's okay to have the questions in front of you, even if you're face to face. I said, and write down the answers right in front of her. I said, but kind of like memorize as best as you can the closing, you know, with the recommendations. And she went there and literally like 45 minutes later, she sends me a message and she said, I saw the pace setter. She was so excited. And that was her first try of getting somebody on the phone. So I don't know how her week has gone since then, but I think that is really, really exciting. And it just shows that if you really use the system and use these steps and use this verbiage, I think it's going to be a total game changer for our business. And so basically that's it. Those are your 6 steps. And like I said, they're in a file. All of this information from the verbiage to the steps to all of it. It's all in the files on Rising Stars, so you can find it. Okay, you can find it, you can pull it up, you can tag the people on your team. But I would highly recommend printing it out and putting it in like a notebook like I have, like a 3-ring binder, so that you have it in front of you and so that you're constantly looking. Okay, so now as far as getting familiar with the website, I just want to walk you through real quick. And I hope you guys from this point on have really looked through this. Can you guys see that? Okay. All right. So basically the One Big Team, that's our team site. So it's kind of like a training site, but how I use it is I use it once I get somebody signed up, and I also have an outline for the process for coaching your new preferred customer in your first 30 days. I don't want to go through that tonight because I think it's just a little overwhelming to go through it all at once. But basically pull that up and kind of look through that, because it's going to kind of explain on onebigteam.us. It is your team site. So like if you're an associate, you're going to watch the video and then you're going to move over to consultant, right? If you're a consultant and you want to go manager, you're going to move over to manager, director, executive. The resources are incredible. But when I get somebody started like on a value pack or even a 30-day, what I tell them is I send them to this website. I tell them what the login information is. I tell them to go to start here, and I tell them to watch this video while they're waiting for their box to come in. Okay, and so when they watch this, they have a kind of, it's in their head already, and then they get their box, and then they know the day that their box comes in, they're supposed to text me, and then we set up a time to hop on the phone so that they can open their box with a black Sharpie marker, and I write I have them write AM or PM. I say, put your Cleanse, your Ionics on the door in your refrigerator, put your Isoflush by your toothbrush. I want you to put your Natural Accelerator and bars in your purse or your bag so that and take them together at 11 and 3. You want to be prepared and kind of help them with where they're going to put their products around their house so that they can start developing good habits. Okay, and also the more you can get a new person on the phone with you and to really develop that relationship, the longer they're going to stick with you. And I started doing this, making sure that I really have like at least 3 touches during their first 30 days on the phone on a one-on-one with them. And they're ordering over and over. My retention has gotten a lot higher. And then I also take anybody that is brand new and I ask them, I always have everybody do 2 ounces of cleanse in their first 5 to 7 days to get their body ready for cleanse days. And then I ask them if they'd like to join my Cleanse Day Wednesday thread. And that's for all of my newbies. I have, I think, like 12 people on there now, all of my newbies, and we do Cleanse Day Wednesdays. And so a lot of people are now doing Cleanse Day Wednesdays, and we're moving into Thursdays. They're doing 2 days now. And I do that with them, whether I do it with them or sometimes I just pretend I'm doing it with them. Most of the time I try to, and it helps encourage me to do it. But it's just a really good touch. But anyway, that's all on an outline. So this is kind of like the first drip. And I say, this is a great website, but all I want you to do is just watch this video. And then there's also Cleanse audio and a document and a Shake Day audio and a Shake document, which they're really great. And then there's also some great stories on the very bottom if you have some time and you want to look through them. So that's all I tell a new preferred customer to do. Okay, but a lot of people will just start looking around on their own. Okay, and now the other one is, can you see this? Did it switch over? Okay, all right, so the other one, now this one, make sure that you really watch all of the videos, because if you don't watch all the videos, then you're not going to know the power in this website. So make sure you take the time, whether you're at the gym on the treadmill or whether you're in the shower or driving in the car. Don't watch it if you're in the car, but listen to it if you're in the car. I've probably watched all of these videos. Lynn told me about it on Thursday prior to our Friday call, and I have watched these videos probably all about 3 or 4 times because I just really want it in me, because when I'm talking to somebody, I just want to make sure that I'm really, really familiar with it. But this first video is enough to make you want to keep going, even if you don't want to like Isagenix. It's incredible. And the verbiage, the psychology, if this is the problem, then this guy's talking really, really fast and you kind of don't even really know what he's saying, but you kind of get the gist and you're like, huh, my gosh, my head is swirling. But then it makes you, and then you're going to love our solution. And then she's nice and calm. And we all love this video. I mean, she does a great job. The good news is it doesn't have her link at the end of the video now, which is great. And so then on the second page here, you just have a lot of your before and afters, and they used all the ones that are approved by corporate. So that's why you have these. And the ones that are featured in the magazine, that's all that's nice and clean. That's all that's on page 2. How it works. I love these. Have you guys taken the time to watch these? Who has? Don't you love there's nobody talking? That is just music and like little, verbiage and bullet points. I love it. It's so savvy. And it's just, it really keeps your attention. It's short, it's to the point. Absolutely love them. And then you have the Discover Isagenix video. And so you want to make sure that if you send somebody there, what I would do is I would make it another reason, like a day later, to say, oh, by the way, did you see on the How It Works page on the very bottom, it says Discover Isagenix. Have you had time to watch that video? Because it's a little bit longer than the other ones, but it is phenomenal. You guys, if you haven't watched it, this woman did such an incredible job. She's so nice and laid back and non-threatening. And it's just, she does such a phenomenal job. And then you have people that write, they want to know the science. And so what's really great about this is you have this, but if you click on it, all the links are clickable. Okay, so it'll pull you into the website. And then you have the Eat for Free. Now, you know, like Michael said, there's not really an Eat for Free club. They're not making an Eat for Free club, but Michael does a really nice job in about 4 minutes with this audio kind of explaining our referral program. Okay, and so that's it. It's just nice and clean and simple. And I think it's just kind of the perfect middleman in between real people, real results and the phone call, right? So I'm going to go ahead and unmute all of the lines. And I would love your feedback on, let's see. Well, you know what? How about this? How about you guys unmute if you want to talk? Pam?
Yeah, I just, I'm starting with the people that are already on product, you know, and maybe haven't been ordering, or maybe they have. Regardless, I want to pull them to this go take a look.info. So the verbiage that's on One Big Team doesn't really apply to somebody. So, you know, I mean, I've come up with my own verbiage. I don't know if anybody had like this awesome message that you're sending out to people that are product users or kind of falling off product users. If you want to share that on somewhere, would be awesome. I mean, I came up with something, it's fine, but just curious what everybody else is sending. If you have something on your phone handy and you want to read it.
Yeah. You know, I have, I kind of tweaked that message because, if you go to the onebigteam.us and you go to the resources, you guys, that's incredible. Take some time and really go through those resources, but there's the verbiage. And that's where I pulled the verbiage from, but then I kind of took it and I sent messages to people that are still on my prospecting list. And then I also sent a message to everybody that maybe they've been sitting in Real People, Real Results for like a year and a half. So I have a message for those people.
And I haven't even gotten to those people yet. I'm just still with like people that are product users or kind of product users.
Okay, and then I have my product users too. Okay, so all right, so this is a girl that she's been on the products. Hi, Nancy. We just put together a new website with all the most important info in one place. If you want to understand how it works and why it's different, you will want to check this out. The before and after pictures are really impressive. It's the real deal, and once you watch some of the videos, you will never want to be without these amazing products. It's all in the science. The website is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If you are on a mobile device, click on the 3 lines in the upper left corner of the menu. You will be so impressed. So it's just, you know, it doesn't say like, you know, she's been on the products, but it's hopefully going to make her want to like stay on the products or start reordering. And as a matter of fact, she did reset up her auto ship last night.
Yeah. That's close to what I had, but I like some of your verbiage. So if you want to text that or...
Yeah, I'll put that, I'll just kind of put that as like a secondary in the same file as the first one. Yeah, okay. You want to read up yours?
Sure, let's see. So this is people that have not ordered in a while, like months. Okay, they're like kind of dead. Kind of an intro. Hope you and the family are doing good. I wanted to inform you of a couple things happening in Isagenix. I know you haven't been using the products for a while, but I wanted to pass this along. I reiterated the Welcome Back campaign, and then I said we also have a great new site and resource I want to share with you. Check it out. It talks about how Isagenix is different and why it's so effective. And then if you're on your mobile device, click the 3 lines in the corner, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to check back in with you if that's okay. Thanks so much. Here you go. And then I plopped it in.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah. Anybody else? All right. So, Mitzi, what do you think about all of this? Do you feel like this is kind of like the missing piece?
Yeah, I love it actually.
In Real People, Real Results.
Yeah, well, like you said, it is the missing link. So I really do like it, and it works because I did it today too, and landed a pace setter.
Woohoo! So, did you read the script, Mitzi?
I read the script, and the big thing is listening. And like you said, because even when it gets to that one point, and you're waiting for them to answer, and it's really awkward when they're not answering, and I'm like, one Mississippi. to Mississippi. And I was actually doing that in my head.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, they do answer, but it's a very uneasy situation when you're waiting for an answer and you're sitting there quiet and just looking at them. But yeah, so no, it worked.
Was that somebody you had on the phone, Mitzi?
Yes, I was on the phone with them. And this is a girl that I met in a CEU class right when I started Isagenix. So it's been a year and a half. She's never used the products. And she reached out to me because I sent that message. Actually, the message I sent her was, I said, "Hi, Ann, Happy New Year. I hope you and your family are well. I'm doing a follow-up with people that I've added to the Isagenix information Facebook group, Real People, Real Results. I had added you a while back, and I wanted to check in to see if you had an opportunity to look around and see if you had any questions. I'd love to set a time to talk to you if you're interested. I look forward to hearing back from you soon. I hope you're having a great day." And she called me.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, and that's somebody a year and a half that never bit, never. And
You didn't even put out the go take a look.
no, after she sent me a text yesterday and said, "Hi, it's been a really crazy week. I only have one day off. I will try it. Send me details of pricing again and any promos." So then I said, "Hi, I'd love to schedule time to talk. Do you have time to chat? Do you have time to chat in a few minutes? I can better direct you if I know what you're looking to accomplish and what your goals are. What day and time is best for you to talk?" And she said tomorrow, which is today at noon. So I said, perfect. So that's when I got her on the phone. And then I wanted to find out what her goals were.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing the pay setter.
That's awesome, Mitzi.
Yeah. So it does work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you have to follow it. I mean, I think, and that's what I was telling Robin, the verbiage is for a reason. So you want to, even if it feels a little awkward to us, you want to stay with that verbiage because it's for a reason. It's proven.
Yeah. And you want to read it a couple of times when you're alone. You
Right.
know, you don't just want to wing it the first time that you hop on the phone with them, so that
Right.
you can kind of get your flow and that kind of thing. But I love, Mitzi, that you had mentioned, because this is something we were taught a while back, and it's so important that silence will kill us, right? But it's so important that, you know, when that's silent, our tendency is to start talking, and we can actually talk them right out of it by talking. So we just need to be quiet and count in your head and just make it a game to see how long you can shut up.
It's hard. It's hard to sit there in silence.
Yeah, very hard.
Yeah.
Jen?
But I was also face-to-face with the guy yesterday. My neighbor who's on the products had a guest, and he was only staying for 24 hours. And she said, "Do you have time to talk to him? He's interested in the products." And it's really funny because his sister is the CFO of Make-A-Wish in Arizona.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, you ask her, you know, about Isagenix. He goes, "I just feel," he goes, "all my friends are like putting things up on Facebook. So it's kind of like in my face." And he goes, "Then I come to Patty's house for 24 hours and I walk in and she's doing Isagenix." He goes, "I feel like here's your sign." So he'll be signing up in the next couple of days.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's cool. But I went through the script with him too. But I was face to face. So even though you're sitting there and it's like, you know, and you want to say too much, but you can't. You just have to. Yeah.
Because we kill the deal by saying way too much.
Yes.
And that's why I like the script, because it really does keep you on track.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Jen?
Okay, so one of the scripts that I've been using is Jessica Regner's script. And this is for kind of like what Pam was saying, for the people who you have had conversation with, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. And so I have 4 appointments this week on the phone. And of course, I'm going to use Eden Slobin's, but this is what I've been using for, again, these are people who I've already talked to. A few I haven't added to RPRR because they aren't on social media, but it's the simple script that says, "Hey, Susie, you had told me that you were interested in losing X amount," or, you know, you fill in the blank, whether it be have more energy or whatever. "Were you serious about that?" And that has sparked that, just that little bit has sparked back that conversation. Because, you know, I didn't say anything about Isagenix. I was just asking if they were serious about what they talked to me about. And that's built another bridge of conversation. So I have 4 appointments. And my goal, because I've already sold 1 pack, my goal is to double PIB, or maybe, you know, get more than double PIB this week. But I love this whole system. And again, it goes back to always what Michael always said, a confused mind says no. And with all of these systems, it is so much the missing gap to have between real people, real result. And what do you do after you add them and to get them on the phone? And this is it. I mean, you're right. The whole, like watching those videos, it's just a brilliant psychological process that happens. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think that we need to make sure that we're using it and making sure that all the people on our team are getting involved with using this. Because again, you know, even people that know what they're doing in network marketing, a system is, you can duplicate a system. You can't duplicate personality. You can't duplicate, you know, vibes and attractions, but you can you can duplicate a system. And this is what such a gift from Michael and Lynn for us.
Well, that's what I love about it. And it started with the whole Eden Slobin at NYKO. And it's a big aha for me because, you know, I can get people to sign up. But the problem is because I know what to say, but yet I don't say the same thing every single time. But it's just experience. But then how do you teach that? And how do you teach that so that they can teach that, so they can teach that? And it's not duplicable. So I love the script because now it is pretty much what we say, most of us who've been around, but now it's so systematic that it keeps us on track and it's very teachable. Yes. And, you know, that's the name of the game. If we're going to build a massive, massive business, every single detail has to duplicate.
Absolutely.
And that's why this is so perfect.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. How about you, Amy, Rebecca, Maury?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. The duplication is huge for me because as much as Isagenix has such amazing tools and resources, it can be so overwhelming, especially whenever, you know, like we've been doing it for like a year and a half now. So we have a year and a half worth of knowledge built up. And then whenever you have a new person and you just want to be like, here's everything, you know, and so like Chuck, you met Chuck and he was, you know, he's wanting to learn everything, but it's like, I have to pace him, you know, it's like, I've done this for a year and a half. I can't give you everything all at once. So this is good to like narrow it down, kind of compact the key points and, you know, get people started on the right foot. And then they can kind of, you know, dive into the other resources available and all, you know, the ISA tools to go and all the different things that you can send. But, you know, it can be really overwhelming. I know I felt that. And I mean, it was a year and a half in and I was still like, there's so much stuff.
You're right. You're right.
So,
and I felt the same way.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is really, I mean, we could take all the other stuff and just like leave it out there. You know, they can find it on their own when they're ready. If we stick with this is literally all we need. To get the right information into their hands so that they can make a good educated decision that's right for them.
Keeps it simple.
Phenomenal. Because it is overwhelming because there's so much to learn in Isagenix. Business products. And I mean, even a lot of us have had a lot of experience doing this, right? Not Isagenix, but doing this in general. And if we were overwhelmed and it took us a year to feel confident enough to share, can you imagine how somebody feels that has never done anything like this before, right? And they hop in and then there's all this information. So now I'm just so grateful that we have just 6 steps. We have just these 3 resources and we can just, you know, just go from there.
I agree.
Yeah. How about you, Rebecca or Maury?
They're chasing babies.
I know. I texted Maury when we were looking for her.
And trying to listen.
Maury. Yeah. She's
all right, Maury. We'll give you grace. I shared your story. You're good. How about you, Rebecca?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I am also chasing a toddler. Who's officially now a toddler.
With your pajamas on, Rebecca.
What's that?
How come we don't get to see you with your pajamas on?
Nobody wants to see this mess right now. Nobody. I joined in a little bit, about 10 minutes late, but I did have a chance to, you know, go in and review the new website, and I've been directing everybody new. We've got 8 people that started, 8 new enrollments that started our challenge, and I've sent all of them to the Getting Started video in the One Big Team website. And so far, I've gotten really positive feedback, and 3 of them, in fact. It's been so helpful. I know this. It's very similar to, like the getting started videos that I was sending before, but I think it's just enough different to where people feel like they have enough information to start on their own. And I've had 3 people get started on their own without like doing that call with me, even though I said, please call me when you get your box. They're just like, I'm good to go. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was so cool, because while we do want to have that personal touch, and I love to touch base with people, hi, baby, on the phone, anyway, it saves me hours and hours of conversation. So I love that. And same, Bella's reaching for the phone.
Not share that sweet face. You have to show us her sweet
Okay.
face.
All right. I'm going to show you her, but not me. How about that?
Gosh.
Hold on. Hi, everybody.
Oh, look at
Hi, everybody.
She's ready to do her first Isagenix education.
She is on point. Yeah, but being able to teach people to do the same thing, I think that's great. I'm going to have to go back and catch the first 10 minutes again as well. But I think it's great. So.
Well, I want to chime in here and just kind of toot the horn for Rebecca. When we were at NYKO, and we literally had just come off the training with Eden Slobin. And for those that don't know, Rebecca is an amazing signing queen. Her husband she's the closer. And it was so great. We went back to the hotel, and again, we're fresh from Eden Slobin's verbiage and learning her templates. And Rebecca was talking with a gal, and it was just, this is exactly what Rebecca has been saying to be the closer that she is. And she is a phenomenal. Rebecca, hop back on 1 second. The week that we were at NYKO, girl, or even before, after, how many people did you sign up that week?
Oh gosh.
You pibbed yourself to death.
5? Yeah, I think we got 5 double pibs. Can you take her? 5. John just got home. Say hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I think we got 5 double pibs, 4 that week, 3 the next week, and then the final 8th person is going in before the January Jolt is over on February 4th. So pretty excited about that, because that means that's the $500 bonus, and super excited.
Get the 1,000 or no?
I know. I am going for it. Believe me, but I know I at least have my 8 so far.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But hearing her, the point, it's like hearing, when I heard her go through this whole process, basically Rebecca has been using this script in her way, but it's almost exactly like the Eden Slobin. And she, as you just heard her numbers, that's phenomenal. And to be able to earn all that additional PIB, plus getting the January Jolt bonuses, that's huge. So scripts do work, and the whole psychology of that template is amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Love it.
Jen, thanks for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, who might be watching this recording, is the value pack has been raised to $100. It used to be $80. And so when you get a double PIB, that's $200 for selling a value pack, as long as you do 2 or more. So if you do 2, that's $400. If you do 3, that's $600. You guys, it's amazing. And these scripts help us to sell the value pack. And you really want to, if you don't have belief in the value pack, if you're kind of nervous, or maybe in the back of your head you're thinking that's a lot to ask somebody to spend, then you need to really work on your belief when it comes to that value pack. There's a couple of videos in the files on Rising Stars. Doug Jensen, I'm going to put that one in there too. So there's one that I think Lynn did, the value of the value pack. And then Doug Jensen from corporate he did one with the #1 enroller in all of Isagenix, and she sells the most value packs out of anybody in the whole company. And so he interviewed her last week. Who saw that?
Jennifer Treatner.
Yes, wasn't that amazing?
Yes.
And so the thing is it's retention. And when I go back and I look through the people that I've enrolled and who's still with me, it's true. The people that enroll with the value packs stick around. The people that sign up with the 30-day, they don't. So if you want to really set somebody up for success, we need to really do our best to talk to them about the value pack and how much money they're actually going to save at the grocery store, and relate to them that we're not used to spending, 30 days in advance on our food. And so it is a little uncomfortable, but in the end, they're going to end up saving a lot of money on their groceries. Jen,
I want to add in here too. The perfect example is, it is about mindset with those larger packs, but you're getting more product in their hands. And when you do that, they experience the results and they get excited about it. And I just want to share this one example. This gal that I enrolled in December, or it might have been at the very beginning of January, she enrolled with the $600 pack. Okay. And so, yay, that's awesome. Since she has bought that pack, her results have been so phenomenal. Isn't the BV's like 300 and something, right? Okay. She just enrolled, maybe 4 weeks out. She has already this month purchased 600 BV. Mm-hmm. And she enrolled with the value.
Everything. She has to have it all now.
Yeah, exactly. She has fallen, and now she's.
Why would you want to try the greens, right?
Exactly. And now she's like, because she has experienced how fantastic each one of those products are. She's like, well, now I want to try the amped line. So she just went and bought the whole amped line. Mm-hmm. So it really is. It's not always about the money. It's about when you show people an amazing experience, they're going to put out the money because there's value. It's showing the value.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Jen. And Amy, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, so last week I enrolled someone, I used the script, but I was with the performance system and he got the value pack. And honestly, I'll be honest, I went into it thinking that maybe a 30-day, maybe you just want to try a couple of the performance products. And I used the script and I started explaining what you get with the value versus what you get with the 30-day. And he literally said, well, it sounds like the value pack is the way to go, huh? And I was like, mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just tweaked it as far as, where Eden says what you get in addition to, just tweak it, the performance pack. And, he was just like, well, I mean, if I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to get the best, so mm-hmm. It works for that also.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Amy. The proof is in the pudding. All right, you guys. Well, does anybody have any last closing thoughts before we stop the recording? No? Okay. And I would like to maybe next week, or maybe I'll even just go on and do a Zoom live. And I'd like to do the process for coaching your new preferred customers in the first 30 days. Because people always ask, okay, so you get somebody signed up, now what? And so I have just a little bit of a process, and I did put that in a file today as well. So I'll just do a Zoom live on there and you guys can chime in. And if you have any ideas or things that you do, feel free to put that in the comments. But you guys all had really great verbiage tonight. That's a little bit different than maybe just the verbiage that's in there. So if you wouldn't mind just going and saying, this verbiage worked great for me, and then just put it in a post on Rising Stars. And then I'll just kind of compile them all and put them on one sheet in the files within the next day or two. If you
okay.
Mm-hmm. All righty. So I will get this uploaded to YouTube and I will post it on Rising Stars so that you guys can share it with the people that weren't able to join us live.
All right.
All right. Thanks for hopping on. It's so good to see all of your faces.
Thank you. Thanks again, Rachel.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
How much is the
Bye.